Alright, what's up everybody? Today we're going to try learning, Node.js. And because we need to eventually make a couple of applications, so we're going to try learning with ChatGPT with God's help. Okay, let's go. Alright, so learning Node.js is a great way to dive into back-end development, and it opens the door for full-stack JavaScript programming. Here's a step-by-step roadmap for beginners. What is Node.js? Node.js is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome V8 engine. It lets you run JavaScript outside the browser, usually on the server. Great for creating APIs, real-time apps. Key concepts learned early. Node runs on a single thread using event-driven non-blocking I/O. Step install. Okay, so we have this. Learn by mini projects. Okay. Let's learn this with Expo snack, by the way. Also, just the beginning for both. Also, make sure you put all the basic projects first. Also, write what are the things you should just accept without and don't need to dive deeply to understand at first. Okay, perfect. Learning Node.js backend alongside Expo Snack frontend is a great way to build full stack understanding. Even if the back end runs separately from the front end at the first back end, you'll build very basic projects step by step, minimal tools. Then these run outside Expo on your local machine or VPS. Front end Expo Stack. I don't know what VPS is, by the way. So somebody can write that inside comments. It'll be good. Okay. You build a simple UI that connects to the backend via HTTP request, or that just simulate it at first. Okay. Stage 1, just accept. Node.js. Okay. Just write the basic programs, then write what you have to just accept though. Got it. Okay, here's a clean basic list of node projects. Start following list. Okay, so hello world node. Alright, so we're gonna do this basic project today. And we will let's see. All right, so hello world is a list of things. Just accept and require. It loads other code like importing. So we just need to accept this require. Module exports, makes functions, app listen. Okay, so this we have to just server. Okay. What about this line? Do we accept this also just at first? Yes, that exact line is something you should just accept at first. Let's break it down simply, then we'll clearly say what parts are just trusted for now. Okay, just accept for now. Server equals HTTP create server, request first. Is something, that exact line is something you should just accept at first. Let's break it down simply, then we'll clearly say what parts are trust for now. This is the function that runs every time someone visits your server, like opening the page in the browser. Is this a route? Great question. No, this is not a route. It's a server that handles all incoming requests, no matter what the URL is. All right, so this handles every request to the server, no matter what is the path about. Okay, how does it know there is a request to the server IP though? Awesome question, and digs right into the core of how servers work. So how does it know? How does the server know there's a request? So, excuse me. Also, question gets to how the core of our servers works. So how does the server know there is a request? When you write this, you're telling Node to start listening for incoming requests. Excuse me, on port 3000. Here's what happens step by step. Your computer opens a listening port, opens up a port. Okay. So let's just copy and paste this code. God's help, and we're gonna study it a little bit. All right. Oh darn it! What happened? Okay. Okay. Servers. Make dir one intro server one intro server. Okay, so we're gonna make the server nano server.js. So I'm gonna copy this guy, const http equals require http const server equals http dot create server request response right, hello world hello world, and now we do response.end. Okay, then we're gonna server.listen 3000 console.log server is okay. List running on port 3000. Okay, write out, exit. Okay, now what we're gonna try doing, first of all, we will study this guy real quick. So how does the server know there's a request? You're telling the node, start listening for incoming requests on port 3000. Your computer opens a port on 3000 or server. Now your computer is like, hey, if anyone tries to talk to this port at 3000, we're ready to listen. All right. Someone opens a port and types HTTP. All right. Then is your public that then this IP is your public IP address. It's the port. The port sends a GET request. The browser sends a GET request. The node receives the GET request. Server testing on your own machine. This sends a request. Okay. Let's see. Why is it called though? Dot create server though. Fantastic question, and the answer lies in how Node.js is designed to give you low-level control over servers. Create server, request and response. Okay, so request is the request. Also, how is this a parameter though? You're asking exactly the right question. This is the kind of thing that unlocks your understanding of how servers work. What is request? Request is rec is short for request. Excuse me. Const server equals rec dot create server. Okay, rec is an object that represents an incoming request from the client browser. It contains everything about what the client sent. Like, okay, fine. So port 3000 contains everything about the client. Is node like translated to a lower level code though? Yes, it's an important concept, especially coming from languages like if you're coming from languages like C, you're curious about what's really happening under the hood, not directly to you. Could you build a server for Expo in assembly though? Yes, technically you could build a server in assembly that receives HTTP requests from an Expo app, but it would be extremely difficult and impractical. Let's explain why it's possible, what you need to do, and why almost no one does this. What does build a server in assembly even mean? To build a server that works in Expo or any front end, your assembly code would need to open a TCP socket, listen for connections on a port, parse raw HTTP request, send back raw HTTP response, possibly serve a JSON. That's exactly what they extracted for you. Yes, you could use 68 x68 ARM assembly and directly make system calls to socket, except these are Linux system calls underneath HTTP create server. Here's why you don't want to. Here's why you don't want to. Why it's hard in assembly. No standard library. You have to manually encode, decode strings, parse bytes. You deal with registers, pointers, buffers. No resc send or JSON stringify. Isn't there like an hello world for this though? Yes, there's a hello world HTTP server written assembly, and it's one of the wildest lower programming. Wildest thing lower. Let's show a real example and explain how it's going on. You can actually run this on a Linux if you're brave enough. Create a TCP socket. The example is in x86 Linux assembly. Use raw system calls to create a TCP socket. Bind to port 8080. Listens for connections. Accept the client. Send back a raw HTTP response. Example. Hello. System call. Alright, let's see how it is in C. So here's a hello world HTTP server in C, which is much easier to understand than assembly, but still low level enough to help you see what Node.js abstracts away. Oh man. Still so much stuff to learn, you guys. So much stuff to learn. We gotta learn this stuff. All right. About with Java. Great questions. Look at basic in Java. Hello, server in Java. String arrows, throws. That's crazy. Don't you think when you're writing Node.js, it's like, yo, that's it? Yes, that's exactly the feeling, and it's one of the most magical things about Node.js. When you first write something like this, like, wait, that's a whole HTTP server, just that, no classes, no main, no imports, just simple steps, no imports, build steps, or XML files. Yo, that's it. That is really all. Reaction is totally normal. But underneath that simplicity, there's a ton of going under the hood. All right, fine. Server, listen. All right. Okay, let's write the front end for this. All right. So this is our Expo snack. So we're gonna do node server.js. Okay, so it's running on server node.js. Okay, so now we're gonna run this in Expo. Let's go. Expo snack. Expo, yeah, there it is. All right, let's go get this. Okay, mad. Let's call this server. Okay, so we're gonna go and scan this guy. Okay, now we loaded it. Let's see how to make it work. Okay, fetch from node server. Boom, error connecting the server. Okay, so we got error connecting the server. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we know what's going on. The problem is because we need to put our IP on here. Let's first. Oops. Oops. Okay, 172.235.63.125. All right, let's go. Now that it's saved. Let's go and try to do it again. Now we could just press reload. However, it's really cool to kind of, hey, okay, we got it. We got it to fetch the hello world, which is really interesting. And yeah, that should be it for the video. We were able to get the message on the phone. Yeah, we're able to create the server with the create response. And yeah, God's help, we'll continue with more videos coming up soon. All right, you guys, and with God's help, we'll be kind of testing out more and more projects. Other than that, we'll see you guys later. God's help, in the next couple of videos, and with God's help, it'll be super fun. All right, we'll see you guys soon with God's help and the help of heaven. All right, see you guys in the coming up videos, hopefully. Peace.